so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Hello guys and welcome back to another video. So on today's video, since I had some minor fights in Kingdom 308, I decided to talk about on how you select your formation. This is a crucial point in the game, especially in the PvP, because choosing the right formation could lead you to victory or a fiery disaster where you can lose your lord. So right now in the game, I think that there are a few formations that are most used. One of them is the full female formation, as you're going to see on the top right, the top left, I'm sorry, where the main focus is female commanders plus Layla Mormont, and for the better results have Salma as well. So this formation is mostly focused towards using active army damage from your commanders, and for those reasons you are choosing commanders that their active army skills plus their awakening are going to boost that damage. So let's take a quick look on Layla and Salma since they are the main focus of this formation, and keep going from there. So as we're going to see over here, Layla Mormont has the 4-star ability of Mama Bear's Frenzy. When every time your commanders use active army skills, they have a certain amount of chance to activate that active army skill again. So she has 30% for 2 times, 10% for 3 times, and 3% for 4 times. And of course, by having her weapon, you can get more buffs on the 4-star ability, and eventually on 4 stars have a pretty good chance of activating more and more her 4-star ability. Another commander that is in my mind one of the strongest commander for the female synergy, and where it makes it more and more useful, is the commander Salma, another great female commander, where with her 4-star ability All Out Charge, at the start of the battle your female commanders have an 80% chance to use their active army skill one time directly, but the normal attacks of the troops of allied female commanders will have a 30% chance of missing for the first 5 seconds. Salma is one of the commanders that I think that her weapon is really mandatory in order to eliminate her overall chance. So if you get her weapon, you're going to have a 100% chance to activate her 4-star ability, and all female commanders will use their active army skill at the start of the battle once, and she's going to completely eliminate the debuff that you're going to have with a 30% chance of missing the target for 5 seconds. So I think that having Salma is mandatory to have her weapon as well for maximum results. So where does the female formation belongs in terms of fights? So the female formation, especially when you're having Salma, should be used against fights that you are going to hit enemy troops directly. Which are those fights? So these fights are going to be attacking great cities, so even in castle cities, the kingdom castle cities, or the CCS, or even for that matter the Alliance Conquest and Ultimate Conquest, where the commander's active army skill at the start of the battle are going to hit directly the enemy troops, and I will explain exactly what I mean. It's not really useful to use this formation on castle attacking, so when you are attacking enemy players directly on their castle, the female formation with Salma is going to lose some damage over there, and I'm going to show you exactly why right now. So here we have a report of one of my friends attacking an enemy castle directly, and as you're going to see here, her formation is much stronger, her stats, which I can't show, are substantially stronger and also using tier 5 troops. But as you're going to see here, even though on paper this should be a one-shot kill and without having much trouble, I think that with her using the female synergy is going to cost her the full one-shot from the first attack, and she will need the second attack. So if we go to the battle record, we are going to see down here that the first second of the battle nothing died. And you're going to ask why, since she has Salma and her weapon, that means that all the female commanders should have used their active army skill and damaged the enemy troops directly. So if we open the battle details on the first second, you're going to see that Salma actually activated her 4-star ability All Out Charge, and you're going to see here where a lot of damage went missing. So Lance is going to be the first attacking the enemies using her active army skill, but of course, since it's a player's castle and it has a wall, her her active army damage skill is going to hit directly the wall. So as you're going to see here, the wall loses durability, oil barrels, iron spike traps, and wildfire towers die, and this is a very bad thing to have. But of course it gets even worse when Arya uses her active army skill from Salma's 4-star. Again it's going to hit the wall, oil barrels and other defenses, and it goes on and on when Anne is going to use her 4-star, her active army skill from Salma's 4-star ability. Again it's going to hit only defenses. And last but not least, when Layla is going to use her active skill, as you're going to see, for 4th out of 4 commanders are going to hit the enemy wall and just lose durability. This is a huge amount of damage lost due to attacking an enemy castle directly with the female synergy, and the whole 4-star ability from Salma and her weapon are completely negated by the player's wall right here. So if we skip a few seconds in the battle, we're right now on the 14th second, you're going to see that Commander Lats is going to use her active army skill and the enemy is going to lose about 60,000 troops. So if you multiply 60,000 troops by times 4, since there are 4 commanders that are going to activate her active army skill, we are going to lose damage for this particular battle, of course, equal to 250,000 troops at the start of the battle. So as you're going to see here, it's very crucial to use the formation that you need for this specific occasion. So here you are going to lose a lot of damage by using the female synergy with Salma attacking enemy castles. And of course, it doesn't only count as one, since the second attack again, when the active skill worked here, you are going to see how much damage the 4 commanders actually did, since they hit the troops directly, since the wall was destroyed from the first attack. You're going to see here that on the first second the enemy lost almost 700,000 troops just from the active army skill of the commanders. So if you're attacking the first time, it would be more useful to use another formation to attack the first time, break the wall, and maybe the second time go for with a full female to get the final blow. So now I'm going to show you what I think is one of the most useful formations to use for single troop types, of course, especially for attacking enemy player castle, and in my opinion it's kind of a jack of all trades formation. So here we are again on the preset formations for my commanders. So here we are again on the commander screen, where I think one of the most useful commander formation that you can use in the game, especially if you're running infantry. I think this is really useful, but of course it could be run with other commanders for other formations, is the hybrid between female synergy and weakness. So as you're going to see here on the top right, we are going to have Layla and Jamie on the same formation. This formation works really well when you're running infantry, since Lats is really good healer and the only healer for infantry that could initiate weakness attacks. Plus, she is a female, so she works really good with Layla as well. So this formation right here, I think it's very well and a jack of all trades, since you have the focus of main damage from the weakness attacks, and especially if you're running against a single troop type formation, this is really good since the weakness damage is going to stack, and you also get the bonus chances from active army skill damage from Layla and the other females in the lineup. So let me remind you really quickly the Jamie Lannister 4-star ability and how it works with a healer, and we're going to check a report there as well. So Jamie is the weakness commander initiator, where with his 4-star ability Hear Mirror, after getting some healing on your formation, your next attacks are going to be weakness attacks, and they're going to give you a 3% damage every attack from your formation, stacking continuously until either the formation is dead, either you are dead, or the healing stops coming for your troop type. So that's why the formation that has Jamie is really good against a single troop type, because you're going to get more and more damage. I'm going to have a separate video down in the description talking about the three-way weakness and how I think it's one of the most effective formations that you can use in the game, especially for defense. But this formation is really good and really strong in almost every occasion, as you're going to see here, even in rallies or solo attacks. This is a really good formation, since you are going to have consistent damage against the enemy, and here you're not going to lose a lot of damage attacking the enemy wall with your 4-star ability from Salma. You're going to start getting damage output after a few seconds in the battle, when the first healing and weakness stacks up, and you're going to get a big damage boost from your attacks. So as you're going to see here, after 14 seconds, Lats and her 4-star ability is fully charged, and now the formation is going to start having weakness attacks. So as you're going to see here, since I have the gem weapon as well, the weakness damage is going to go up by 3.5% and not 3, and it's going to start stacking and stacking, giving me more damage output towards the enemy. And as you're going to see here, this is going to be very effective against a single troop type like this player was, which was Bowman. But you have the additional damage output from your commanders from their active army skill, combine it with Layla 4-star. Well, because it's a little bit chance based, you might not have the same results every time, but of course after a lot of battles the average is going to be effective, and you're going to have a nice damage output from your female commanders on this occasion, and also from the weakness attacks triggering from Jaime Lannister. So in my eyes, this formation is really good for initiating the first attack and destroying the enemy wall, and then going with a full female force and Salma to completely kill the enemy player or deal the most amount of damage, especially at the start of the battle, giving you an extra edge in the battle that is follows after that. So if you kill like 500,000 troops at the start of the battle, it's going to help you getting the best result out of that. So in my eyes, these are the formations that they're mostly used in the game by medium spenders. Of course, going for your respective troop type is going to be a little bit different, but I think the cavalry formation pretty much have almost the same formation, even though this formation uses Arya, for example, and Annie. These are the female commanders that are very used by any troop formation for their damage output, and the plain infantry infantry, the plain female synergy is mostly the same as well. Maybe not Lats, of course. You can use you can put Marjorie, for example. If you are Spearman, you can put Miranda. So as I said, according to your troop formation, you can add the commanders that you want. But the question between going full female or going some weakness or hybrid of that is exactly depending the target you are hitting. If you are going to hit the troops directly, so glorious battle female formation is top tier. You can't beat a good female formation with Salma on the glorious battle, for example. You're going to hit troops exactly at the start of the battle, giving you the edge that you're going to need to win. The weakness is a much more uh, efficient damage output for every other occasion, but I think that, as I said, every formation has the reason to use them. So use female formation with Salma and Layla when you're going to hit troops exactly at the start of the battle and you don't have any wall to take the damage for it, and use other formations like weakness or a hybrid of female and weakness like most people use nowadays for all your other attacks. I won't really get into the bleed formations right now since it only works for infantry, and in my eyes, in order to use the bleed formation you're going to need tier 5 commanders, and since I want my videos to be for most of the people in the game talking about tier 5 commanders, it's not really great for the broad players that watching my videos. So if you want to get more information about the three-way weakness and its effectiveness on defense, check the description below. This is a really good video that is going to help you out. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Please leave on the comments below any questions that you have. I'd love to answer them. So bye bye, guys, and thank you for watching.